Relaxed and wholesome adventures are becoming more and more common on the Nintendo Switch, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest addition, and this one it comes from Untold Tales, and that is Everdream Valley, and this one it's a farming adventure game that just released with a sizable launch discount, and they did indeed sponsor this video asking me to tell you all about it. Let's get started. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, it helps the channel a huge amount. I also want to point out today that all footage is taken from the game's latest build, so yes, this is post-massive day 1 patch. In terms of story, it's quite straightforward. We take on the role of a young character whose parents have left us to spend the summer with our grandparents. Unfortunately, our parents couldn't join us due to work commitments, leaving us with them alone. However, upon arriving at the farm, we discover that it's in a state of disarray, and this is likely due to our grandparents being away now for some time. Now it's going to be up to us to assist them in rebuilding the farm, searching for missing animals, and taking on various quests that do come our way. So the game moves quickly. In the opening couple of hours, I've sowed the land, planted crops, harvested, met a merchant for trade opportunities, built a shelter for chickens, cows and sheep, got my own pet dog whom I've trained not only to fetch but to assist in directing animals to my desired location, and you can also pet this dog and all animals in this world, and that may be one of my favourite features. We even get a selection of dogs to choose from, which is definitely a nice touch. Alongside this, I've started to learn how to construct items, how to cook, and also I've learned how to identify several opportunities that I'm not quite ready for, including photography, fishing, and locations that I'm not yet ready to repair, such as a mill that definitely has me curious. One of the first things that will catch your attention in Everdream Valley is its expansive and almost chaotic setting. It's a massive location basically, but it's in a sorry state. The equipment is falling apart, and it seems like some sort of wild party took place while our grandparents were away. Basically, they've left a ton of rubbish scattered everywhere. I did, however, find satisfaction in cleaning this up. Thankfully then, the controls here are straightforward and most interactions require just a single button, making it easy to fix things, pick up items, or even unleash some destruction should we feel like it. You can also sprint and jump, but do be aware this is attached to a stamina meter in the lower left of the screen. Quests and activities can range from single-day events to multi-day opportunities, and these are going to be simple enough to kind of advance. You visit the house at the center of the map and that will sleep and take you through to that next day. There's no sort of timer in here saying how many hours do you want to sleep for. Also as well, many of these quests are going to be based around inventory gathering, and my inventory is already massive, but thankfully the game is generous with our carry abilities, and there's even opportunities to expand this selection and even chests scattered around the world to leverage. What I've really enjoyed, however, is actually how the game delivers the quest to you. It's not just a slew of quests updating as one is complete, but rather they come from our grandparents who wander this world. They're kind of getting on with their own activities, and occasionally they'll even deliver goods to you. It just adds a little bit of life and purpose to these characters. You simply need to communicate with them, and they'll provide updates and even introduce new mechanics. So often in these games, they're kind of almost pointless, these initial characters, following that first few seconds of gameplay. So that is a really nice, refreshing touch. The animals and the crops then form the very essence of the Everdream Valley experience, and their significance, it cannot be overstated. They play a crucial role in sustaining our livelihood, providing us with nourishment and of course financial resources. However, they also demand our constant attention, ranging from ensuring they are well fed to creating suitable environments to cater to their specific needs. Taking care of the animals involves more than just feeding them. It encompasses providing proper care and designing their habitats in a way that supports their well-being. Just like humans as well, these animals, they can fall ill, and it becomes our responsibility then to nurse them back to health. On the crop front, we must ensure they receive adequate water, and then we'll also find ourselves continually engaging in tasks such as chopping trees, protecting these crops from different animals, preparing the land, and planting new seeds. To navigate the intricacies of animal care, one thing I do recommend all players do is check out and acquire the animal book from the merchant early in the game. This infallible guide serves as a comprehensive resource enlightening players on various animal types, their behaviors, their specific needs, and also optimal feeding practices. It proved particularly helpful when I found myself perplexed by the chicken's failure to lay eggs, only to discover that it actually takes a minimum of 3 days for them to do so. So without this book, I would have been wandering around like an idiot. Construction then is another highlight of the game for me this far. Not only can we find and leverage new tools and repair, items in this world, but it actually gives us the freedom to create as we please. We can add new vegetable patches, we can construct new animal pens, and the game, via the grandparents, is quickly introducing new items for me to build. My latest addition, as an example, was an animal shelter, and then a location to hatch new chickens. From the trailer as well, it appears you'll get the opportunity to grow out massive locations in this world, and I'm definitely looking forward to uncovering that. One thing I didn't expect with Everdream Valley then is minigames, and some of these are simple enough, such as cooking. You can actually leverage gyro controls here, and you move the frying pan to basically cook that food. You can also saw wood. That's going to be helping you construct planks. They're incredibly simple, but they make you feel involved through the entire process, which in my opinion is always a good thing. By far the strangest though this far, milking the cow is weirdly hilarious as you pull it left to right. It's honestly immature on my part, but it just didn't see this coming. And yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, but I did find it to be great fun. So overall for the gameplay, it's an experience with a ton of systems, but what I appreciate is that everything seems to be for a purpose and not just to fulfill that kind of relaxed loop. But these animals are needed to put money in the bank and food on our table. Our grandparents are assists with constantly useful knowledge. Each skill then can be leveraged as we please, such as building up new pens. Even the cat that lives here and the dog that we do adopt, they play incredibly important parts, whether it's herding animals or helping us identify sick ones so we can go ahead and deliver medicine. These animals as well, all of them need your attention. You need to feed them, you need to pet them, they have needs that you must fulfill, and that makes it feel like a world that is living and breathing. So the game features then a basic set of options, but I know these are always going to be popular. You can invert the X and Y axes independently, you can change the sensitivity, and you can also tweak camera smoothing. Unfortunately, controls cannot be changed in-game, and then it also features 8 languages and some basic audio sliders that do separate out music, effects, and so on. Everdream Valley presents players with a sizable and visually appealing game world. The environment, albeit in disarray at first, gradually transforms as players rebuild and restore order, and that's what you want to see as well. It's very easy to see the difference you are making nearly immediately, and I'm excited now to see just how big I can make this location, simply down to the number of animals that populate the game and the size of this map. The sound effects then are what you would expect. Animals, and lots of them, can create quite a busy sound field. The music of course is relaxed. And yeah, the only issue I did notice, one tiny bug, and that is in the options menu, when you do select audio, it seems to mute menu effects, but that's incredibly minor, and I've reported it now to the team, and it has no impact on the game directly. When it comes to pricing then, that's where it gets good. This was made by a smaller team, but they've come in at an incredibly fair $24.99 USD or your regional equivalent. That said though, if you're here soon after release, you'll get 20% off, and that runs through until July 22nd in the UK, EU and Australia, or July 14th for those in the US and Canada. If you want a bigger discount then, they actually have an owner bonus too. So basically, if you own any game from Untold Tales, you'll be getting 40% off, dropping that price even further. When it comes to the video then today, yes, it is sponsored, and I'll always be transparent about that, but I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I think if we look to Steam for initial impressions from those that have, jumped into this world of their own accord, it has some 252 reviews at time of recording, and it sits at a very positive rating. There's just big demand for the genre right now for those that want something chill, and it appears this is a good option. Watching just the trailer footage as well, it's clear just how much is to come. I'm particularly excited for the horse that it appears we do get, some other mini games where we can control animals, And also, I don't know why, but I want to get the bees going in my world. So will you be checking out Everdream Valley? Let me know in the comments. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.